I see more white folks worried about that white-only town than black folks. Video after video, I'm seeing, oh my God, y'all, they're being a whites-only town in Arkansas. Did y'all see they're building that white-only town? What are we gonna do? Nothing. We're not gonna do a damn thing. Baby, Mother Nature will take its course.
So I keep seeing these videos about these white people that want to live by themselves on their own. You seen them? You seen that yet? Come through your For You page? Well, look, I want to say this. If that's what you want to do, that's what we want you to do. We want you to be happy, right? We want you to be around the people that you want to be. And if you don't like diversity, honey, that's okay. That is okay. You can do that. You can go over there and find your little towns and create your towns with like-minded people and live your best life. But we good over here. I'm not trying to convince you or anything. Like, seriously, I'm not. But I do appreciate the diversity of what the different cultures bring. Like, you know, just being exposed to this, because I've had this all my life and I love it. So all of this shit is right. I ain't gonna lie. All this kind of like racism shit, it's a little bit new to me. Like, I mean, I had experiences in my adult life. I ain't experienced this when I was growing up because we had a diverse town, like everybody. And I learned from so many different people and I had so many different friends with different cultures. And I love that. So I'm never one to try to take away somebody's right to live the life that they want to live. I just ask that if you do that, like if you create this town where only people like you, I want you to live your best life over there. Like when we start thriving, because this is where y'all always get it up. When you see another demographic start thriving, then you find a problem with it and you want to fuck it up. And we don't need that. Like what you did in Tulsa, like that's, you know, okay, I ain't gonna say that's forgiving because it's fucking not. But I'm gonna tell you something. I don't recommend you try it like today. Like I'm saying, like if you really want to go somewhere and thrive and live your best life, you better keep your over there, because this group of people, like this, the remaining of us, we ain't them. Okay, so like make sure that you invite everybody that's going to provide you with what you need, because it ain't going to be no more coming over here. You know what I'm saying? Once you decide to separate, you separate it. Let's be clear. Once you decide to separate, take all yours with you because you separate it. And you make sure you have everything you fucking need. Because you ain't going to get nothing from over here. Like, I ain't mad. Like, seriously, if this is what you want to do, honey, I want you to live your happiest life. If this is going to bring you joy, do it. Live your best life. But you make sure you have everything you need in that little, you know, in your little bubble of people, of like-minded people. Make sure everybody's bringing what they need to the table, quote unquote, because you ain't gonna get nothing over here. And just stay from over here. That's all we saying. So do you, please do you, please do you. If this is gonna make you happy, mwah, bitch, you like it, we absolutely love it. Do it. Please do it. Please do it. Okay? You have our blessing. What? You have it.
And the reason why that whites only community that they have in Arkansas and it's now going to Missouri does not surprise me, because I know about sundown towns. Yeah, they do exist. I just seen a video of a lady talking about the state of Oregon, and she just realized it's a sundown state. Not a town, but a state. Less than 2% of its population are black people. So yeah, now the rules and laws of these whites only cities or towns that they're building is that all of the...
In the rural areas of Arkansas, an unsettling development is taking shape. A white only community called Return to the Land, with real cabins, families, and plan for expansion. Its existence raises urgent questions about race, history, and the law in the modern America. Today, we unpack what it is and why it matters. Watch and pay attention, and I will share my thought later.
And take care of the children in the community collectively while the men go to work. This is probably going to open the door for some weird ass shit. I promise you. I'm almost positive that they're going to have their own little rules. They're going to be marrying off girls at young ages or whatever with girls at young ages. They're going to push younger girls to be fruitful and whatnot because they don't want them to go to school. They probably won't be going to public school. They probably will have them homeschooled just so they could keep their traditional lives. And now I just wish the sundown towns would announce themselves as well. Just say it. Just admit that you're a sundown town, because it's not all right when a black person is traveling or a person of color is traveling in the wee hours of the morning or the night trying to get from point A to point Z, but they have to travel through point B, C, D, and E, but they never get there because they're at a sundown town. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really couldn't care less. And I understand the ramifications that because it's going to go to court, if the courts approve this could just pop up everywhere. But again, we have sundown towns. They already exist.
Welcome everybody to the second meeting of our newly established Imbredia, a whites only town. Today I would like to discuss what laws we would like to see put in place. Do I have any ideas? Yes. No seasoning on chicken. Absolutely no seasoning on chicken. I always say when it comes to chicken, the more white, the more right. In fact, if you boil your chicken, you can get it even whiter. So I would strongly recommend that. Do we have any other ideas? Yes. No vaccines. Well, that's a gimme, Bill, you f***ing idiot. If it can't be healed with ivermectin, then we will just die. We can make polio great again. Do I have any other ideas? Yes. We need a flag. I couldn't agree more. And in fact, I've been keeping something secret from y'all, something I've been working real hard on. I hope you like it as much as I do. This is my suggestion for the new Imbredia flag. You see, here we have the United States flag. We have a jar of mayo. What could represent us better? That's right, Linda, potato salad with raisins. The only way to eat a potato salad. Thank you all so much. All in favor of making this the new Imbredia flag? Excellent. This shall be our new flag. Thank you all so much. I'm getting tired and I need a smoke, so we're going to go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Next time, I want you to think about what kind of establishments you would like to see in Imbredia. Thank y'all so much.
The folks building up that white-only community in Missouri are very funny, because if you know your history, you'll realize that it's going to collapse upon itself. It's going to fail. And I really feel like they're going to notice that it's failing whenever Becky's trying to make burrito tacos and she's really f***ed up. And they'll find somebody else to blame at the end of the day, because these people have insane egos and are just extremely racist. Like, the thought of maybe my ignorance and my stupidity led to this failure is too much for them. They can't compute it, because for centuries they've been telling themselves that they're better than because of the color of their skin, because they're white, they're pure, they're God's gift to earth. You know what I mean? And their whole existence depends upon having their ego stroked by society. And if you don't stroke their ego, they're going to lash out. They're going to wall out. Like, and it's because they don't have any kind of culture. They don't have anything to really cling to besides whiteness. Because a lot of white people have lost their culture as a result of coming over here from Europe. And because they lost their culture, lost their heritage, they're always trying to infiltrate black and brown communities and take what they can and bring it back to them. You know what I mean? Because it's like they see that our communities are built on love and care for one another. And white supremacy doesn't allow for that. It drives for individualism. It drives for you not to care about anybody but yourself, because you're trying to reach a level of white supremacy that'll allow you to not talk about anybody, that'll allow you to be extremely superior. White supremacy doesn't just mean supremacy over black and brown folks. It's supremacy over other white people as well. Because capitalism is one of the things that really holds up white supremacy and allows it to function and run rampant.
No black, no gay, and no Jewish people. That is the rule in this white-only town being built in Arkansas. Nope, This isn't 1950, it's happening right now in 2025 in the Ozarks. A group called Return to the Land has built what they proudly call a whites-only community on 160 acres in the Ozarks. They've got cabins, roads, fences, wells, community center, and even a private schoolhouse, all for people who pass their strict racial and cultural tests. To live there, you must be white with European ancestry, straight, Christian, and you cannot be black, Jewish, LGBTQ, or follow a non-European religion. They vet applicants with video interviews, and some are even asked to prove their ancestry. The founders, Eric Orwell and Peter Sears, say that they want to create a, quote, fortress for the white race. In their own words, you want a white nation, build a white town. Now, here's the thing, they're calling it a private membership association to dodge federal housing laws. Basically, they sell membership shares through a company called Wisdom Woods LLC. And rather than traditional deeds, which they claim makes them exempt from anti-discrimination laws like the Fair Housing Act. And shockingly, well, maybe not, there's already 40 people living on the site and hundreds more worldwide are applying. They say they have things like goat herding, homeschool programs, flute recitals, and even a white baby bounty, basically rewarding white females for having more children. And I saw one of their interviews, and even their dog is white. And get this, they're not stopping in Arkansas. They've already announced plans to expand into Missouri near Springfield. Now, civil rights groups like the NAACP and Anti-Defamation League and state officials are calling it what it is, a modern-day experiment in segregation, racism, and legal loopholes. Arkansas's Attorney General is investigating, but as of right now, this community is still operating, still growing, and still recruiting. This isn't just a hate group in the woods, you guys. It's a test case to see if they can build a future where civil rights laws don't apply, as long as they call it private. This is insane.
It's like if white people are telling you, I don't want you to be near me, why are you trying to be near them? Or why are you mad that they're trying to get away from you? It's like, it's coming off as like weird. Like, why do you want to be in proximity of people that don't want to be in proximity to you? Why do you want to be in, like, why? It's coming off weird. It's coming off self-hating because, like, why do you not want to just be around people that look like you? You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a problem being around anybody. I'm just saying, like, if a certain group is telling you, hey, I don't want to be near you, and they think their population is getting genocide, which is not, let them go. Go build all that land in Arkansas. I hope y'all have the best community. I hope it's safe. I hope y'all succeed. I really do. Imagine if we got all the racists to go to Arkansas. Imagine that. Like, could you imagine a world like that?
A whites-only community could be coming to Missouri in 2025, and yes, you are hearing me correctly. An actual group called Return to the Land is trying to build a segregated whites-only town near Springfield, Missouri. And this isn't parody, and this is not satire. This is happening in America right now. The founder says that they want to return to their roots. But come on, guys, let's be real. This isn't about heritage. This is about hate. This is about building a safe space for white supremacy under the guise of community. And what's even more disturbing, these people spill so f***ing emboldened these days that they're not even hiding it anymore. They're openly promoting racial segregation like it's normal, like this country didn't literally fight an actual civil war to end this bullshit. This is what happens when politicians feed the lie that diversity is the problem. This is what happens when you have people in power pushing the idea that America was better when it was whiter. They want to isolate, they want to indoctrinate, they want to raise their kids in a world where no one challenges their racism, their ignorance, or their twisted version of history. So, here's the question. How in the hell are we letting this happen in broad daylight? Where are the zoning boards? Where are the civil rights investigations? And where is the national outrage? Because if they succeed here, this won't be the last. It'll literally be the blueprint. We are watching the normalization of white nationalism one community at a time. And if you're not disturbed by that, you're either racist yourself or you're just not paying attention.
I need y'all to understand that those people do not intend to leave us alone in their little town in Arkansas. It's recently been in the news that some chalk children in America have decided to create their own whites-only town. And when asked by a reporter, they made it seem as though that they intend to just have a town of their own and resources of their own and just live off the land, returning to the land. A land that they stole through crimes against humanity, but who's counting? Many brothers and sisters' take on this is, hey, we don't care if y'all have your own, just leave us alone in the process. I mean, every time we've tried to do that, y'all have burned our towns down. And I'm just here to tell y'all that unfortunately, they do not intend to leave us alone. In the interview with the colonizer that wants to found this whites-only town in Arkansas, they're making it seem as though they just want to live in peace. We must remember that these are people that have never known peace. They didn't know peace when they was by themselves in the ice-cold mountains of Europe, and they're not going to know peace in the middle of Arkansas. In the 70s, there was a black scholar that broke down white supremacy into an equation. The same way that E equals MC squared, white supremacy equals white power over non-white powerlessness. And so that means that white supremacy cannot live in an environment where non-white people have any form of power. Because if there's no non-white people around, who are they superior to? Nothing they have achieved has been achieved by leaving people alone. It's like if your son or daughter said they didn't want to live in the house anymore and locked themselves in their room. In order to eat, brush their teeth, or do anything, that child would have to come outside the room. And it's the same thing for them. At some point, they are going to need resources and labor, and that's when they turn to us. And if we have our own power and our own resources, then we have no reason to share with them. And that is when they destroy what we have so that we have to work with them. Don't be fooled. Just like the movie Sinners, it all starts out nice and pleasant, but they have ulterior motives.
Y'all really thought we cared about that white-only town, didn't y'all? Y'all thought y'all was getting off on that, didn't y'all? Y'all thought y'all was going to just blow the internet up with y'all. Y'all really thought that, didn't y'all? We could care less. First of all, it's in Arkansas. It isn't. They don't even sell liquor on Sundays in Arkansas. We don't want to be there. There is nothing in Arkansas that we want to go for. Second of all, Arkansas. Third of all, y'all said y'all was going to take it to Missouri. What was that, the other place? Missouri? Another place that we don't want to be in. I don't know shit in Missouri. We don't care. We could care less. But I tell you one thing. Let us do it. Because history has shown that every time we have done it, we've done it successfully. And every time we've done it, y'all have burned them to the ground. Y'all the ones that care, not us. We don't give a shit. Have your little country ass town where y'all gonna take the Bible and twist it to hell and do what y'all want to do with it and not actually follow the words in it, because y'all don't do that anyway, because y'all missed the whole love your neighbor part. Y'all missed the whole don't do no wrong to immigrants part. Y'all miss all the main stuff in the Bible. Y'all miss all of that. So y'all gonna take the words of God and twist it to hell, and then y'all gonna run with it. It will soon become some type of bull crap that y'all gonna just hang on tight to, that the rest of the country gonna laugh at. Nobody cares. We don't care. We really don't care. But I bet if we do it, y'all will care.
So we've all heard about this whites only town that's being formed in Arkansas. You know, the return to the land people. I'm trying to figure out why y'all think that's like something new and something like shocking for the rest of us. Because we all know about Harrison, Arkansas, right? We all know Harrison, Arkansas is the home of the KKK. And I'm pretty sure most people of color, even though there may be like a very low percentage, I would say maybe about 1% of that entire town might be people of color. But everybody knows you don't stay in Harrison after the sun goes down. Like, that's a real thing. People of color know you drive through Harrison and you do your best not to stop. So like you fill up with gas before you get to Harrison so you can just make a straight shot through Harrison. But anyway, the fact that they're saying that only people with pure European heritage, nobody in the LGBTQIA community is allowed, and they're going to make people take DNA tests to prove their European heritage. I'm just here to say that I think most of the people who look like me and some other people that are, you know, melanated, we don't give a damn. We don't care. We love this for you. The only thing that we ask is when this is not necessarily a success, don't come over there and try to burn the rest of our
down. You know, like how y'all did. You know, like with Rosewood and the Tulsa massacre. You know what I'm saying. Stay over there. Don't come over here trying to burn nothing down. Don't come over here trying to take over. Stay over there. Keep you and your little racist kids and your little racist family. Stay over there. That's all we ask. Don't come back over here. Don't. And we don't stay over there. Cause you know what? We don't give a good goddamn. We love this for you. We actually love it more for us because we don't have to see you. We don't have to deal with you. It is beautiful. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Hot take, I don't have a problem with them having a white-only town or community. They have one already in Arkansas. It's a members-only community, and they're thinking about doing one in Missouri. But see, my only thing is, if you guys are going to do it, you need to do it the right way. Like, why stop at a town? You need an island. You know, somewhere you can escape the horrors of woke people and colored people and gay people that want basic human decency and equality and justice. Like, ew, you know, somewhere far, I don't know, maybe the Epstein Island, you know? Since Trump did say he was a terrific guy, I think it's only fitting that you take your king with you and, you know, build the walls. You can keep all of us colored people and woke people out of it, and then that way you guys can live in the 1950s freely without us bothering you. But I don't know, that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I feel like you guys need to think bigger. Like, why would you want to be in a country that is so diverse? You need an island.
And they said it's an all-white town in Arkansas, and baby, I wouldn't last a minute there. As soon as I walk in, all the men there are going to find out they got jungle fever. I'm not going to even lie. The mayor, the sheriff, the church deacon, even Mr. Tractor Supplier himself will be looking at me like I'm Sunday dinner. Talking about I ain't never seen one like her before. I know. But what kills me is men who act like they don't like black women, put a dark-skinned baddie with lace for days in their face with big lips and some lip gloss on, they gonna fold asking about, oh, you like country music? Sir, you were born racist. I'm not blind. So y'all let me know. Should I take a little road trip? Might turn the whole town into the interrogated experience. Zinc, Arkansas, y'all better hide your husbands. They're racist. Not blind. They racist. And I hope y'all ready for me. I want y'all greeting me with open arms.
No black, no gay, and no Jewish people. That is the rule in this white-only town being built in Arkansas. Nope, this isn't 1950. It's happening right now in 2025 in the Ozarks. A group called Return to the Land has built what they proudly call a whites-only community on 160 acres in the Ozarks. They've got cabins, roads, fences, wells, community center, and even a private schoolhouse, all for people who pass their strict racial and cultural tests. To live there, you must be white with European ancestry, straight, Christian, and you cannot be black, Jewish, LGBTQ, or follow a non-European religion. They vet applicants with video interviews, and some are even asked to prove their ancestry. The founders, Eric Orwell and Peter Sears, say that they want to create a, quote, fortress for the white race. In their own words, you want a white nation, build a white town. Now, here's the thing. They're calling it a private membership association to dodge federal housing laws. Basically, they sell membership shares through a company called Wisdom Woods LLC. And rather than traditional deeds, which they claim makes them exempt from anti-discrimination laws like the Fair Housing Act. And shockingly, well, maybe not, there's already 40 people living on the site and hundreds more worldwide are applying. They say they have things like goat herding, homeschool programs, flute recitals, and even a white baby bounty, basically rewarding white females for having more children. And I saw one of their interviews, and even their dog is white. And get this, they're not stopping in Arkansas. They've already announced plans to expand into Missouri near Springfield. Now, civil rights groups like the NAACP and Anti-Defamation League and state officials are calling it what it is, a modern-day experiment in segregation, racism, and legal loopholes. Arkansas's Attorney General is investigating, but as of right now, this community is still operating, still growing, and still recruiting. This isn't just a hate group in the woods, you guys. It's a test case to see if they can build a future where civil rights laws don't apply, as long as they call it private. This is
to the white people that are like, oh my God, this is crazy, to that whites only town in Arkansas or Missouri, whatever backwoods town or state it's happening in, you do realize right now in 2025, that's what the Trump administration, MAGA, a whole load of white people are operating on. They want this a whites only country. You're just surprised because these motherfuckers in that town are just saying it out loud in a way you can't turn your face away from. But Trump and his administration in America as a whole for centuries has been saying the same shit. I'll continue to say this. We are in the middle of a reckoning for white people. All of us. And I fucking hate Trump. If you've followed me over the years, you know I despise that man. Been talking about it for years. Been talking about white supremacy nonstop for almost 5 years. But I cannot separate myself from that as a white man in this country. But this is just, there's no surprises here. None. When you have a government that is sending out ICE to kidnap immigrant men, women, and children, put them in American concentration camps, when you have a police force that frequently murders black men, women, and children, when you have a government that continues to destroy indigenous communities, when you have a government that pays for the genocide of the Palestinian people, when you have a government that has a white supremacist hand in Congo and Sudan and Haiti and all these other places across the world that causes death and destruction, when you have a government that is making their sole focus to destroy anything that involves diversity, equity, and inclusion, deleting Black, Indigenous people of color from historical archives, talking about how Black history is divisive. Like the list goes on. When you have a government that runs off this idea that there's a white genocide, or that the white population is at risk of being destroyed, like this, they are trying so hard to make this a whites only America. But the thing is, white people won't believe that unless another white person is like, hey, we're making a whites only community. Then it's like, oh my God, this is bad. No, Black, Indigenous people of color have been telling America this for literally hundreds of years. There are Black creators, Indigenous creators, creators from other communities outside of whiteness every day that are on this app telling the truth. But you won't believe that it's racism or white supremacy unless a white person purposefully tells you, hey, we're going to be super racist and build a white supremacist town. Then you're like, oh, that's okay. It is real. Listen to Black, Indigenous people of color. They tell you the truth. They know us better than we know ourselves.
So the people of Missouri is trying to build a whites-only town, and all I keep thinking of is Gilead? Is that you? Handmaid's Tales? Is that you? We were wondering why there was not a lot of Black people, unless there was the mixed race girl in the show. This is why. That Missouri whites-only town is the beginning stages of Gilead. The Handmaid's Tales. You've been warned. Also, we don't care. Are y'all gonna live stream it? Is it gonna be behind a paywall? I'm trying to see what's gonna happen. Who will be June? Who are the nurses? This is in real life. We are going to see Handmaid's Tales in real. I'm excited, bro. Why am I excited? I'm not excited about the child abuse. No, not the neglect. No, that's very serious. That is a huge concern. That is a huge concern. But also, is this going to be live streamed? I wonder how much it'll be. So, because it's going to be like a good, like Grey's Anatomy, few seasons, a few years of a season. Damn, that's crazy.
So they're doing a whites only community in Arkansas and the Ozarks. A whites only community in Arkansas. This is where we're at in America today. Like, what the do you mean you don't want to be around people that look like me? Us brown people are cool as hell. Positive vibes, good food, beautiful people. Like, what the do you mean you guys want to live in a whites only community in America in the year 2025? What had to happen in your childhood or growing up that as adults you guys decided you guys want to live in a whites only community? Doesn't that sound stupid? How racist do you have to be to want to live in a whites only community? I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but even if I was white, that sounds lame as f***. Like, I would never want to do some shit like that. That sounds boring.
How do you feel about them creating a whites only town? The same way I felt when y'all told me Hulk Hogan died. So? So? That's great news for us, right? That's great news for the ones that don't care. That is great news. Let them separate themselves. Why should we worry about it? Let them have their own town. It's going to be unseasoned anyways. I vote that they continue to do it. I vote for it. I second it. If you want to be ignorant, if you want to be racist, if you want to continue to live the same old life of hatred, separate yourself from everybody else. Go ahead. Have at it. Live the best life you want with you and the other racist people. Why should we care? That's all we ask for you to do. Separate yourself. Move off to Mars or somewhere. Move off the planet Earth. Move in the ocean. We don't care.
Are we seriously mad about people wanting to have a whites only community? Let's not forget the fact that we always label things black own this and black own that. So a white man, Eric Orwell, wanted to establish his own town for his own people, white people. He wanted to control who he had as neighbors. His goal is to preserve the purity of his culture and traditions. So what are we mad for? Let's not forget, a couple years ago, Ashley Scott and Renee Walters got together and created their own community, their own black community. They wanted to create generational wealth and keep their legacy and culture. So I'm confused. What's the problem when the white people want to do it? And I know what you're going to say. You're going to try to bring up history and that victimization mentality. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. That happened many years ago. We're talking about now. We're not going to continue to bring up the past. At one point, we did have Black Wall Street. And yes, it was destroyed. However, we had the ability to rebuild and we didn't. We were defeated. So we're not going to continue to play the victim. This is a voluntary self-segregation, not a forced one.
Founded in 2023 by Eric Orwell and Peter Serre, Return to the Land is a private membership association set on about 160 acres in the Oklahoma region of northern Arkansas. The group explicitly restricts membership to individuals of European ancestry with traditional views, notably excluding Black people, Jewish individuals, LGBTQ individuals, and those of mixed race. Today, around 40 people live there full-time with infrastructures including cabins, a community center, a schoolhouse for homeschooling, wells, and roads. RTTL portrays itself as a peaceful, pastoral refuge, a parallel society preserving European heritage and what it considers traditional values. But behind the placid imagery lies a far-right ideological backbone. Leaders have made anti-Semitic, racist, and even neo-Nazi think statements praising Hitler and the KKK. The group taps into fears of cultural decline, demographic shift, and mass immigration to justify its existence. WHlTE claims a structure as a private membership association. A PMA, let it dodge fair housing laws like the US Fair Housing Act of 1968. They argue that private clubs have different legal protections, yet civil rights groups including the Anti-Defamation League and NACP strongly contest this, citing it as a racial discrimination illegal under federal and arguably state law. Critics across party lines are speaking out. Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin has begun a review, stating there is no clear violation yet. Lawmakers in Missouri have preemptively rejected the idea of welcoming such expansion. This is a new story in Arkansas. The state history includes infamous episodes of racial segregation, like Little Rock's 1957 crisis and sundown towns where black residents were forced out under threat of violence. Harrison and Paragon are among the many towns where black communities are expelled. WHlTE's project echoes those legacies, repackaging in modern clothing. In a politically charged era of divisiveness, Return to the Land is more than an extremist project. It is a test for the resilience of civil rights in America. It shows how white supremacy ideology can attempt to reassert itself through legality, private rights, and community formation, and it challenges civil society. Are existing laws enough to prevent segregation's return? This small community in the Ozarks might seems remote, but its symbolism resonates nationwide. It forces us to confront the lines between associations and discrimination, tradition and hate, privacy and public interest. What do you think? Is WHlTE a legal curiosity, a dangerous precedent, or both? Drop your thoughts down below. Do not forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comment box below. Until next time, cheers and have a good one.